Stop whatever you're doing right now and listen carefully. If this video found its way to you today, at this exact moment, it's not a coincidence. You're part of a very small group of people. Only about 1% of those who come across this message are truly ready for what's about to happen. And here's what makes this moment even more remarkable. If you're watching this, something significant is going to shift in your life within the next 60 minutes. You might think that sounds too good to be true, but stay with me. There's real science behind why certain messages reach us precisely when we need them most. Your current state of mind, your emotions, and your readiness for change have created the perfect conditions for this moment to appear. This isn't about luck or chance, it's about energetic alignment. What you're about to learn is grounded in cutting-edge neuroscience. Discoveries revealing how the mind can literally reshape reality. But here's the best part. You don't need years of study or complicated techniques. Transformation can begin within the next hour. And it starts by understanding why this video appeared in your path today. Your brain is already prepared for what's coming. Every challenge you faced, every disappointment, every moment you felt stuck, it was all preparing you for this breakthrough. The question isn't whether change is possible. The real question is, are you ready to receive what's trying to enter your life? Because once you grasp these principles, everything you thought you knew about creating your reality will change forever. Are you ready to discover why today marks the beginning of something entirely new? Before we continue, make sure you're subscribed, and if you truly want to be part of that 1% who will transform their reality within the next hour, write in the comments, "I'm ready for my breakthrough." That simple act sends a signal to the universe that you're serious about the shift that's already unfolding. Have you ever noticed how the right book seems to fall off the shelf exactly when you need its message? Or how a random conversation on the street delivers the exact words you needed to hear? That's not wishful thinking, that's synchronicity in action. And it's the reason you're watching this right now. Synchronicity operates on a principle most people never recognize. We don't just stumble upon the information we need. Our inner state acts like a radio frequency, tuning us into experiences that match our readiness to grow. When you're truly ready for change, the universe responds, aligning the right opportunities, people, and ideas along your path. Think about moments in your life when everything suddenly seemed to fall into place. What was your mental and emotional state back then? You were likely focused, open, and expecting something good. That mindset created an energetic invitation for synchronicity to appear. What's remarkable about this moment is that your consciousness has reached a turning point. You've been asking questions, searching for answers, and preparing for a breakthrough. That inner readiness is what attracted this moment into existence. Every frustration you've endured, every feeling that there must be something more, it's all been leading here. And here's what makes synchronicity truly powerful. It doesn't just bring you information, it brings it to you at the exact moment you're able to use it. Random timing would mean nothing. Perfect timing changes everything. Right now, your brain is in an ideal state to absorb and integrate new patterns of thought. The neural pathways that once kept you stuck are ready to be rewired. This isn't a coincidence. Your consciousness has been preparing for this recalibration. So when, after watching this video, you begin to feel something shift, when new ideas surface or unexpected opportunities appear, don't dismiss them as coincidence. They're early signs that synchronicity is working in your favor. You've tuned in to a frequency of possibilities that most people never access. And what happens next depends entirely on how willing you are to trust this process. Your mind doesn't just think thoughts, it broadcasts them. Every thought you focus on sends out an energetic signal that attracts matching experiences. This is no longer a mystical theory. Modern neuroscience has proven that the brain generates measurable electromagnetic fields extending beyond the physical body. When you constantly focus on lack, struggle, or limitation, you're essentially broadcasting a signal that attracts more of the same. But when you shift your attention to possibility, abundance, and growth, you start drawing in circumstances that reflect that higher state of consciousness. Most people create their reality unconsciously. They wake up each day, think the same thoughts, feel the same emotions, and wonder why nothing ever changes. But you're not most people. You're here, now, and something in you is ready to evolve. Most people are trapped in what scientists call the default mode network. Automatic patterns of thinking that keep producing the same results over and over again. But you have the power to break that cycle. Every time you choose a different thought, you are literally rewiring your brain. Every time you feel a new emotion, you change your energetic signature. And every time that signature shifts, the reality you attract begins to shift with it. The key is realizing that your thoughts and emotions must work together. You can't think positive thoughts while feeling negative emotions and expect miraculous outcomes. The electromagnetic field generated by your heart is actually stronger than the one produced by your brain, which means your emotional state carries more weight in determining what you draw into your life. When your thoughts and emotions are aligned, when you think elevated thoughts and feel elevated emotions, you create a powerful energy field capable of influencing matter itself. That's why visualization, when combined with genuine feeling, is so effective. You're not just imagining change, you're becoming the change energetically. Right now, as you watch this, your brain is already beginning to form new neural connections. The information you're receiving is carving pathways that didn't exist an hour ago. But real transformation begins when you step away from this video and start applying these principles with intention and consistency. Ask yourself, what thoughts have been dominating your mind lately? What emotions have been guiding your days? These patterns have been shaping your reality more than you realize. But today marks the beginning of conscious creation, where you intentionally choose thoughts and emotions that match the life you truly want to experience. Are you ready to become a magnet for the experiences you've been longing to create? Being receptive doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for life to happen to you. True receptivity is an active state of awareness, staying open to possibilities your logical mind might initially resist. It's about developing the sensitivity to notice moments of insight and synchronicity that are constantly unfolding around you. Most people miss these signs because they're locked into rigid mental frameworks. They expect change to arrive in a specific package, at a specific time, through a specific channel. But breakthroughs rarely follow our schedules or our plans. They appear through unexpected conversations, sudden realizations, or circumstances that at first seem unrelated to our goals. A receptive state asks you to release your attachment to how things should unfold, and instead stay alert to how they actually want to unfold. It means paying attention to subtle impulses, noticing what captures your curiosity, following threads of interest, even when they don't make immediate sense. Think about the biggest turning points in your life. How many of them happened exactly the way you planned? Probably very few. The greatest transformations often come through doors you didn't even know existed. Your job isn't to force those doors open, it's to stay aware enough to recognize them when they appear. Right now, your consciousness is in an especially open and receptive state. Something about this moment, this very day, has made you ready to receive new information. That openness isn't random, it's the result of inner preparation that's been building for a long time. You've been asking for guidance, seeking answers, creating space for something new to emerge. In the coming hours, you may have chances to practice this kind of awareness. You might notice thoughts that differ from your usual mental patterns. You might feel drawn to actions you wouldn't normally consider. You might encounter people, insights, or opportunities that seem directly connected to what you've been searching for. Don't overanalyze these moments. Simply stay open and responsive. The universe doesn't speak through flashing signs or loud announcements. It communicates through feelings, impulses, and gentle nudges. Your ability to perceive these subtle signals determines how quickly your reality can change. Today, the bridge between ancient wisdom and modern science has never been stronger. Neuroscience now confirms what mystics and spiritual teachers have taught for centuries, that the brain has an extraordinary ability to reorganize itself based on our thoughts, emotions, and experiences. This neuroplasticity is the biological foundation of everything we're talking about. Groundbreaking research by Dr. Joe Dispenza shows that we are not prisoners of our genetics or past experiences. Every time we learn something new, think a new thought, or have a fresh experience, we are literally rewiring our neural networks. And here's what's truly empowering. We can do it deliberately and consciously, rather than leaving it to chance. When you keep thinking the same thoughts, your brain builds strong neural pathways that make it easier to repeat them. That's why breaking old patterns feels so difficult at first. Your brain has become efficient at running its old programs. It takes focused effort to create new ones. But the moment you decide to think differently, something remarkable begins to happen. New neural connections start to form. With consistent practice, these new pathways grow stronger than the old ones. That's the biological basis of transformation. You are literally changing the physical structure of your brain. And this process becomes even more powerful when you pair new thoughts with elevated emotions. When you feel genuine excitement, gratitude, or inspiration, while focusing on your desired outcomes, you create what neuroscientists call enriched neural networks. These networks are more resilient and more likely to influence your behavior and decision-making. Most people try to change their external circumstances first, hoping their inner state will follow. But neuroscience shows the opposite is true. Lasting change happens from the inside out. When you shift your inner world, your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, your outer reality naturally begins to mirror those changes. This isn't about wishful thinking or blind positivity. It's about training your brain to operate from a new baseline of thoughts and emotions. When you consistently focus on the person you want to become, instead of the person you've been, your brain begins to build the neural architecture to support that new identity. The beauty of neuroplasticity is that it works at any age. Your brain remains capable of forming new connections throughout your life. The limitations you've accepted, the patterns you've believed to be permanent, the habits that felt impossible to break, all of them can be reshaped through the conscious use of focused intention. Even now, as you're taking in this information, new neural pathways are forming within your mind. You are no longer the same person who started watching this video. The real question now is, which neural pathways do you want to strengthen in the next hour, the next day, the next week? Your emotions are not just reactions to your experiences. They are the creative force behind those experiences. Every emotion you feel is energy in motion, and that energy has the power to influence the physical world around you in ways science is only beginning to understand. Most people experience emotions passively. They allow external circumstances to decide how they feel. They wait for something good to happen before giving themselves permission to feel good. But that mindset traps them in a never-ending loop of reacting to reality instead of creating it. A breakthrough happens when you flip that pattern. When you stop waiting for circumstances to change and begin to feel differently now, you send a powerful signal to your brain and body, a message that it's time to create new circumstances that match those elevated emotions. Gratitude is one of the most transformative emotions because it convinces your body that something wonderful has already happened. When you feel genuine gratitude, your entire nervous system moves into a state of harmony and openness. From that state, you become receptive to insights and opportunities that were invisible before. Enthusiasm is another life-changing emotion. The word itself literally means filled with divine energy. When you feel excited about your future, you emit a frequency of purity and anticipation that draws in experiences resonating with that energy. Your enthusiasm becomes a magnet, attracting the people, resources, and situations you need to bring your vision into form. And love, perhaps the most powerful emotion of all, dissolves the barrier between what you desire and what you already have. When you feel love for yourself, for others, and for life itself, you operate from unity instead of separation. From that space, what you seek isn't something to get, it's something you naturally align with. The key is learning how to generate these elevated emotions regardless of your current circumstances. It takes practice, but it's absolutely possible. You can feel grateful before you have a reason. You can feel excited before something exciting happens. You can feel love before life gives you a reason to. Once you master this ability to choose your emotional state, you become a conscious creator of your reality rather than its unconscious victim. Your emotions stop being reactions and start becoming intentions. They stop being effects and start becoming causes. Ask yourself, what emotions have you been feeding with your attention lately? And more importantly, which ones do you want to cultivate from this moment forward? In a world that never stops talking, silence has become a rare and precious resource. But silence isn't just the absence of noise, it's the presence of infinite potential. When you create space between your thoughts, you open a door to the deeper wisdom that exists beyond ordinary thinking. Your analytical mind is constantly processing, comparing, and commenting on everything you experience. It serves an important purpose, but it can also build a wall between you and the deeper insights that are trying to reach you. Silence dissolves that wall. It creates a pause in the mental chatter, allowing subtle guidance and creative inspiration to come through. True silence doesn't mean forcing your mind to be empty. It means becoming the observer of your thoughts instead of being consumed by them. When you sit quietly and simply notice what arises in your awareness, without judgment or engagement, something magical happens. The noise fades, and beneath it, you discover a vast intelligence that's been waiting to speak with you. This inner intelligence communicates through feelings, images, sudden knowing, and gentle impulses, not through words or logic. It operates beyond the limits of your past experiences and conditioned beliefs. It knows things your thinking mind could never grasp on its own. Many people avoid silence because they're afraid of what they might find there. But the truth is, silence doesn't reveal what's wrong with you. It reveals what's right with you. It reconnects you with the part of yourself that already knows how to create the change you're seeking. Even a few minutes of genuine silence can shift your entire perspective. Problems that once felt impossible suddenly reveal simple solutions. Paths that seemed closed begin to open. That's the power of accessing the wisdom that lives beyond the noise of everyday thought. At the deepest level of reality, beyond the solid appearance of matter, there exists what quantum physicists call the field. An ocean of infinite possibilities where every potential outcome already exists simultaneously. This isn't science fiction, it's the foundation of modern physics. Understanding how to interact with this field is the key to creating rapid and lasting change in your life. Dr. Joe Dispenza has spent years studying how human consciousness can access and influence this quantum field of possibility. His research shows that when we combine clear intention with elevated emotion, we can literally collapse new realities from the field of infinite potential into physical existence. Most people live confined within the boundaries of their past experiences. They use the memory of yesterday to predict and recreate their tomorrow. But the quantum field exists outside of time as we know it, and once you learn to connect with it, you realize that your future isn't something you wait for. It's something you generate right now. It holds possibilities that have never existed in your personal history. Yet they're completely available to you right now. The key to accessing these new possibilities lies in learning to think, feel, and act beyond your current circumstances. When you stay focused on your desired outcome while feeling the emotions you would experience if it were already real, you create what scientists call quantum coherence. In that state, you are no longer bound by the limitations of your past. This process asks you to become more than your environment, more than your body, and more than time itself. It means thinking thoughts you've never thought before, feeling emotions you've never allowed yourself to feel, and envisioning possibilities you've never considered. This isn't about daydreaming or escaping reality. It's about expanding your definition of what's possible. The quantum field responds to the quality of your consciousness, not the intensity of your struggle. When you approach it from a place of lack or desperation, you only amplify the very limitations you're trying to overcome. But when you approach it from a state of wholeness, gratitude, and inner knowing, you send out a signal that says you're ready to receive something beyond anything you've known before. Your brain doesn't distinguish between an experience that's vividly imagined and one that's actually lived. When you repeatedly visualize and feel your desired reality, your brain begins to wire the neural circuits necessary to make it real. You literally become neurologically prepared for a new life before it physically arrives. The most profound changes happen when you release your attachment to how and when your desires will manifest. The quantum field operates according to perfect timing and perfect unfolding, not according to your deadlines or preferences. Your only task is to maintain the state of being that matches what you wish to create, and trust that the field will take care of the details. Right now, simply by understanding these principles, you're already interacting with the quantum field in a new way. Your expanded awareness is generating opportunities that didn't exist a moment ago. The question is, which reality are you ready to collapse from the field of infinite potential? Everything you've ever wanted exists in this very moment, not in some future when conditions are perfect, not in a version of your past that once had it figured out, but right here, right now, in the eternal present, where all real change takes place. Most people spend their mental energy reliving the past or rehearsing the future, missing the only moment where their true power resides. The present isn't just the place where change can happen, it's the place where change must happen. When you learn to engage with the present consciously, when you're fully here, you step out of the mental loops that keep recreating the same experiences over and over again. You stop running the old programs and start responding to life with fresh awareness. That shift from automatic reaction to conscious response is where your true creative power lives. The present moment holds information your thinking mind simply can't access. Solutions that seemed impossible yesterday become obvious today when approached with present moment awareness. Opportunities your busy mind overlooked suddenly come into view. Being present doesn't mean forcing yourself to stop thinking. It means changing your relationship to your thoughts. Instead of getting lost in them, you become aware of them. Instead of believing every thought that crosses your mind, you begin choosing which ones deserve your attention and energy. Right now, notice what happens when you bring your full awareness into this very moment. Feel the shift in your energy as you stop planning, analyzing, or solving, and simply become aware of what is right here, right now. This isn't passive surrender, it's active presence. An awakened state that opens you to the guidance and inspiration your busy mind could never reach. The transformation you're seeking won't happen someday when you finally have more time, energy, or resources. It happens the moment you commit to being different now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when things get easier, but right now. Your future self already exists as a potential within this present moment. Every time you choose thoughts, emotions, and actions that align with who you want to become, instead of who you've been, you turn that potential into reality. That is the practical magic of mindfulness in the present moment. Imagine what could change in your life if you brought this level of presence into every decision, every interaction, every moment of the next hour. The deepest transformations rarely arrive in the form we expect. They slip in through side doors while we're watching the front. They whisper while we listen for shouts. They emerge through conversations, encounters, and coincidences that logic would dismiss as irrelevant. That's why openness to the unexpected may be the most powerful quality you can develop. Your rational mind has very specific ideas about how change should happen, what form solutions should take, and which paths can lead to the outcomes you desire. But your rational mind operates with limited data, information based only on past experience and cultural conditioning. The universe, on the other hand, works with infinite intelligence and unlimited creativity. It can orchestrate outcomes you could never plan, deliver what you need through channels you'd never imagine, and align circumstances with a precision your logical mind could never design. To receive these unexpected gifts, you must stay flexible in your expectations, yet firm in your intentions. Be clear about what you wish to create or experience, while remaining completely open to how it may unfold. Over the next few hours and days, pay close attention to the unusual, the surprising, seemingly random moments that cross your path. Notice the conversations that take unexpected turns, the people who appear at just the right time, the information that somehow finds its way to you through unlikely channels. Don't rush to analyze or label these experiences. Don't decide whether they're good or bad, relevant or irrelevant. Simply stay curious and aware. The meaning of unexpected events often becomes clear only in hindsight, sometimes weeks or even months later. Your willingness to embrace the unexpected is directly proportional to how quickly your life can change. When you release your need to control how transformation unfolds, you create space for miracles far greater than anything your limited imagination could design. Ask yourself, what unexpected opportunities might already be trying to reach you right now? If you're still watching, something within you has already shifted. The person who began this video is not the same one who is here now. New neural pathways have formed in your brain. New possibilities have awakened in your consciousness. New frequencies have been activated within your electromagnetic field. The next 60 minutes are crucial. Your brain is in an optimal state to integrate everything you've just absorbed. Your awareness is open and receptive in a way it rarely is. The quantum field is already responding to the elevated state you've cultivated by engaging with this information. Pay close attention to what happens next. Notice any thoughts that feel different from your usual mental patterns. Observe emotions that arise without effort. Acknowledge impulses to act in ways you wouldn't normally consider. These are not coincidences. They're the first signs of transformation taking root. Don't wait for dramatic signs or obvious miracles. Change often begins quietly, through subtle shifts in perception, gentle adjustments in your energy, or soft insights that seem almost too simple to matter. Trust these delicate movements. They are the seeds of the breakthrough you've been waiting for. Remember, you were drawn to this message because something within you was ready for it. You're part of the 1% who not only found it, but stayed until the very end. That alone shows the focus, commitment, and openness required for real transformation. The universe has endless ways to support the changes you're creating. Stay alert, stay open, stay present. Your task now is simply to remain aware of what wants to unfold and to trust the process already in motion. Everything you need for the next step is already within reach. The question is not whether change is possible. The question is whether you're ready to receive what's already on its way.